How is it going, guys? Drew Peacock here, back with another video, and I am very excited. I can't wait to get these tossed in the car. I don't even really want to film it. I just want to get it over with because I hate the factory seats. But you guys already know what we're installing based on the thumbnail. So let me just show you them. These are Cobra Motorsport racing seats. Cobra Motorsport specializes in seats. They only make seats, so all of their engineering and everything just goes towards seats. A lot of other companies make a lot of different products, but they specialize in seats. And these are some super aggressive racing seats that are gonna make the Mark IV Supra feel that much better. Let me show you guys the factory seats on why I went with these in particular. So here we have the factory seat. It looks nice, it's comfortable for a daily driver, but for anything past that, it's not meant for it, okay? If you're not just driving, going to get groceries or anything like that, this seat is not gonna hold you in place. The bolstering is not too aggressive. You have nothing really to keep you from shifting all over the place. It's a good comfy seat, but it's just not the seat I need for what I do. You know, I wanna be able to take my car to a canyon and be able to stay in place and not feel like I'm gonna fly out of my seat. And these seats right here, these seats will do that. I actually have two different seats and I'll explain why in a second, but first let me show you my seat. This is mine right here. This is where all my farts are gonna go when I install it, and it's gonna be perfect, don't sniff that. But this is my seat. As you can tell already, way more aggressive bolster. I am not moving out of that seat. Like, you're not going anywhere. And it's already set up for a harness. I could easily run a harness. I don't have a harness bar or anything, but I can easily run a harness and make it so I'm for sure not going anywhere, even if I'm in an accident. This is my passenger seat. And the reason why they're different is because I don't want anyone who climbs into my car to have to get into a crazy aggressive seat. This one is a little bit less aggressive. As you can see, the bolsters on my seat go all the way to the tip. These, they taper down, and so it's a lot more of a daily driver seat, but it's still gonna hold you in place. Your ass ain't going anywhere. I mean, you're still deep into the bucket, which is perfect. And they're also super light. We're gonna see just how light they are when I tear out my factory seats. That way we can compare the two. But first, let's go drive around in the factory seats and see what's up with those. I'm gonna show you guys why I like them, why I don't like them, and that will be that. Then we'll come back, pull them out, go ahead and do a comparison in weight, and show you guys just them side by side and why racing seats are necessary. All right, guys, we're about to take this turn a little bit hot. I'm not gonna try to crash or anything. It is morning and the floor is not that hot, but just automatically I'm tossed to the left of the chair. Like, my whole body is just fucking thrown over here, and it's really hard to keep your position in these seats. They're good seats, but they're just not meant for aggressive driving. And if I was in a canyon or on a track and I had to deal with that for many minutes at a time, it would be tiring after a while. And that's why one of the main reasons why racing seats are so great is because you just don't get exhausted when you're trying to drive, because you're not trying to fight physics or gravity. You're just in the spot, you're not moving, and you're planted, which is great. So we're gonna go ahead and take an off ramp, and we'll do the same thing and test it out. All right, we got an on ramp coming up right here. Also, one thing to note is the seating position of the stock seats are a little bit too high for my taste. I like to be a bit lower, so my head is like really close to the roof, which also gives you guys not the greatest angle. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hit this turn going too fast, but even so, just at normal speeds, if I go into this corner, my body automatically starts to shift to the left, and the seats aren't doing that great of a job. If I were to go any harder, and I'm not even going that fast, I could seriously feel myself slide out of the seat. It's that easy, like that easy, which is, like I said before, a big issue when you're in a canyon or on a road course or doing any of that stuff. You want to be planted in your seat and not move at all. So let's go to my house, let's go ahead and install the seats, and that will be that. All right, guys, we made it back. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the factory driver seat right now. It's 4 bolts. For every car, it's gonna be different, but it's pretty much the same. I know that sounded stupid, but it's 4 bolts. So I'm gonna go ahead, tear it out, and show you them side by side. All right, guys, I got the seats out. I'm out of breath because I just lugged this one all the way over to my scale. The driver's seat weighs 30 pounds. There's no way in fuck this thing weighs 30 pounds. I could lift it with one hand. Like, it's not even a competition. This thing has to weigh like 10 pounds or less. That thing is stupid light. So look at, watch this. Let me try to lift this really quick. Okay, well, it's heavy. It's heavy with one hand for sure. So I want to get a scale and weigh those for sure. That way we can get accurate numbers. But I could already tell that the weight difference is massive. So let me go get a scale so we could weigh the Cobras. All right, guys, here's the factory seat on the scale. It's hard to balance because it doesn't fit on the scale. So it's actually probably more weight than this because it's resting on my foot. But we're right at about 30 pounds, if you guys can see right there. 30 pounds, and this thing is hurting my foot. So let me get this shit off. Oh my God. Now let's throw on the Cobra. All right, guys, Cobra seat is on the scale, and we're underneath 10 pounds. We're right at about 9, and it is balancing somewhat. It's a little bit hard, like I said, it is balancing on my foot, so give or take, but we're dropping 20 pounds in just the driver's seat alone. So multiply that by 2, we're dropping 40 pounds, give or take, by putting on some racing seats. Now, yes, I don't have the brackets yet installed, but these things weigh like a pound each, so we're still losing about 40 pounds probably in weight by getting rid of the factory seats. Now let's go ahead and prep the car for the seats. We got to go ahead and clean out all of the junk underneath it. Let me show you guys. It is very nasty. I've never cleaned underneath the seats. I don't think I've really ever even vacuumed the car, just because it's a pain in the ass. I have my cleaning supply in there, but look, underneath the seats and behind it, just a bunch of junk. I have masks and shit. Same for the driver's side. We have papers. That's like some dyno results and shit. Just a bunch of junk. I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum it out, get it really nice and clean, and then we will install the brackets and then install the seats. All right, guys, clearly it's been a few hours. The sun is almost setting. I got one of them in, okay? I had to run to Home Depot, and I'll explain why in a second, but I got the driver's side in, the most important one, so at least I could drive home if I just call it quits right now. But it's in, it's set to where I need to be. It's a little bit too far back compared to where I used to drive, but it'll be fine. My leg still doesn't like lock, which is what you don't want to happen, so that's good. But it is planted. It's a part of the car. Like, it ain't going anywhere. I had to go to Home Depot because I had to make an extension for the seat belt. I made a little seat belt bracket extension. Obviously this is meant for harnesses, and I don't have a harness bar or anything yet, so we're not doing that. So we're running the factory seat belt for now, but one is in. Let me finish up the other one. We'll go for a quick little drive, hit some corners, test it out, but I'm super excited. They look so good. All right, guys, a couple hours later, and they're in, they're bolted in, secured exactly where I want them, and they came out really well, actually. Let me show you guys. So here's the interior. Ignore the mess. I gotta wash my car. It's dirty as shit, but here it is. Here's the passenger seat bolted in, and the reason why I went with this seat for a passenger seat is it makes it easier for my passengers to climb in and out. They're not, you know, they're not needed to be planted like that. They don't gotta have that. Now, a lot of rally cars actually do this too, because people hop in and out very often. So this is a very common setup to have a seat that's slightly less aggressive as your passenger seat. It'll still hold you in place. It's a deep ass cushion right there, deep ass pocket, but still, it'll be a little bit more comfortable for the average person to climb in and get out. I still have room for my fire extinguisher, which is great. And just overall, the fit and finish is perfect. I also love the material. They call it like a space material, which is really nice. It breathes really well, and it looks really sick too. It's like really airy and pockety. It looks futuristic, which is dope. So let's go ahead, hop in, and go for a spin. All right, guys, so we're in the seats with my seatbelt extensions. It's really easy to click it. Simple as that. Now let's go ahead and go for a spin. I'm actually sitting a little bit taller. I'm gonna go ahead and blame the brand new pads. I think once I break them in, I should sit a little bit lower, but noticeably I am a little bit taller. I'd say I'm a good, you know, 1.5 to 2 inches maybe away from the roof, which is not ideal. So let's go ahead and head out to the street and test out these seats. All right, guys, first thing I'm gonna mention is that your guys' camera angle is gonna suffer a lot since I'm sitting that much higher at the moment. Hopefully when they wear down, it'll be fine. I'm actually scrunching down right now so you guys can see pretty nice, but yeah, your guys' camera angle is going to suffer a little bit, and I apologize for that. Let me roll up the windows. But so far, the seats are very comfortable. I've just driven a little bit around the block. I'm gonna go try to get on the freeway and drive around a little bit over there, but yeah, I could just tell just by looking at this preview right here, which is why I have it open, I could just tell your guys' angle is going to suffer. I mean, I can't really do much about it either, because it's like, what do? Do I get, you know, you guys want to see outside, right? So I can't really do much. I'm sorry at the moment. All right, guys, so we're on the freeway. There's not much I'm gonna be able to really test. There's way too much traffic, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. I mean, so far they feel good, but I'm not gonna lie, I thought they were going to fit a little bit lower in the car, and they're not where I want them. They feel fine, but I just know it's gonna be a pain in the ass to record from now on in the car like this. So I'm gonna have to think of a whole different technique for it, because this ain't really gonna cut it. Not this quality of footage. So I mean, I'll see when I'm editing how bad it is. But I mean, like, I am planted. Like, I mean, I could easily fucking take these turns, and I'm not moving a fucking smidge. Like, I ain't going anywhere. Even when I'm braking, like, I'm not really even lifting out of my seat. So they're really good seats at holding you. They just sit a little bit too high for my taste in the Supra. Now, taking that corner right there, I am not gonna lie, it felt really good. Okay, I wasn't going fast or anything, but I was like, wow, just the difference, the night and day feel of just aftermarket seats is great. And I recommend it to people, but just make sure that you can get some that fit your car, because like I said, these fit, but I just don't know how well. We'll have to see in a couple weeks when I break them in. But as of right now, it's like, yeah, they're nice, but you know, I thought they were gonna be a little bit better of a fit. So I don't know, maybe they sell some low profile pads, because these pads are fairly thick. They're like a good 1.5 inches thick. So we'll have to see, but let's go ahead and head back to my place and we'll wrap up this video. I'd like to try to take this corner a little bit hot, but there's a car in front of me. I'll do it anyways. Yeah, you do not move. You do not move at all. There's a pretty fun squiggle coming up, so we'll go ahead and hit that a little bit hot. But I mean, you don't move. It's a fact. You don't move. You're planted. I mean, this is as much movement as I can do left to right, and that's trying. My legs, not going anywhere. Yeah, here's that pretty fun squiggle. Oh my God. Like, a lot of people say this, and I'm not going that fast because I'm in a residential area. I was going fast for the turn, but I'm not fucking Speedy McGee over here. But anyways, a lot of people say it, and it's true. Going from stock seats to aftermarket seats, it's like, it weirdly makes your car feel like it can handle a hell of a lot better, just because you're not getting tossed around as much, which is nice. This is really sick. Wow, look at that ricer. Fucking nice. All right, guys, we made it back. The seats are great. Like I said, they're really comfortable. They hold you in place and everything. They're just a little bit too thick for my own personal taste. The pads, I think, like, I'll show you guys. The pads are really meaty. Like, that's some good meat to them. I'm sure I could rip these out and just rock with no pads, but hopefully after a couple weeks I break them in, they should be good to go. But so far, I think it was a success. I gotta wash up the car. It is absolutely filthy. I've been waiting to do it, so I got the seats done, now I can go cruise. So I'm gonna wash up the car, go cruise. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. Seats, thumbs up. I recommend seats. It's a great modification to your car. It really enhances the way you can drive it, and it really enhances the feel of the car. You feel like you're bolted to the floor, which is great, which is what you want. So anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Let me know what seats you're rocking in your car too, and if you love them or if you hate them. Subscribe to see more videos like this one, and until next video, peace.